If all our years were waiting somewhere beyond tonight, and I could start from the beginning without knowing where they'd lead, I'd walk into that same old moment, I'd look into your eyes, and even with no promise, I'd choose you one more time. I'd take the quiet mornings, the evenings running late, the little misunderstandings, and all the times we had to wait. I'd take your sleepy laughter, your hand reaching for mine. I'd take the days that felt like nothing but became my favorite life. I would love you all over again, slowly, softly, just the same. I'd learn the way you smiled again. I'd wait to hear my name. Love or try to change the end. If loving you meant losing you, I'd still love you again. I'd notice more the little things, the way you closed the door, the way you turned to look at me, then came back for one kiss more. I'd stay a little longer whenever you held my hand. I'd know an ordinary moment can be more than we understand. There were days of golden sunlight, there were nights of quiet rain, there were times we laughed for and times we carried pain. But when I gather all those years and hold them in my mind, I don't remember what went wrong, I remember you were mine. I would love you all over again, every season, started here. I'd take the road exactly as it came, every turn and every bend, because every road that led through you was worth walking to the end. So I won't ask for yesterday open up its door. I've already been given more than I could ask for. I had your voice beside me, I had your hand in mine, and for a beautiful part of life, your heart was next to mine. I would love you all over again, but I don't need another life, because once I had the beautiful gift of walking by your side. And if love leaves anything behind, when all the years have passed, it leaves the quiet certainty that what we had still lasts. this isn't goodbye, it's only me remembering how beautiful my life became. Because once you loved me and I loved you. I remember your hands the first time they touched mine. We were walking close together on a warm September night. You reached for me so gently, as though you weren't quite sure. Then slowly closed your fingers and I held a little more. I remember those same hands making breakfast half asleep, buttoning up your old blue coat and reaching out for me. They carried bags and opened doors, they brushed the hair from my eyes, and every little thing they did became a part of life. I remember your hands more clearly than you'd know, how they always found my fingers wherever we would go. They never needed words to tell me I was loved. Sometimes your hand inside of mine was always quite enough. The years began to change them. Little lines appeared with time, but every time you reached for me, they felt the same in mine. Sometimes sitting at the table, I'd turn your hand and see how many years we traveled, written softly underneath. You'd laugh and say we're getting old. I'd trace another line and tell you every mark you had was beautiful to me, because those hands had held our life through everything we'd known, through ordinary afternoons and nights we weren't alone. I remember your hands when words were hard to find, one resting on my shoulder, one folded into mine. Through every changing season, they always seem to say, I'm here, you don't need anything, just let me hold you this way. Sometimes when I'm sitting quietly, I look down at my hands and almost feel your fingers slipping gently into them. I don't close my hand around them, I just let the feeling stay, because some things love remembers when the years have gone away. Of all the things I remember, your smile, your voice, your eyes. Sometimes what I miss most is something even smaller, the quiet way your hand, always knew how to find mine. I remember Sunday mornings, sunlight falling on your face. You would reach across the pillow and pull me gently your way. We would stay there without talking while the morning passed us by. I thought love would last forever when I looked into your eyes. We had coffee by the window, we had nowhere else to be. You would smile at something silly, then lean a little close to me. I remember how your fingers always found their way to mine. Such a small and simple moment, but I loved it every time. The way you used to hold my hand so gently in your own made any road feel beautiful and anywhere feel home. I didn't know those little days would mean so much someday. I only knew I loved you then, in every quiet way. There were evenings in the summer when we'd walk until the rain. You would put your coat around me and we'd laugh all the way home. Sometimes music from a window made us stop beneath the light. You would take my hand and turn me, and we danced there for a while. Now that same old song is playing softly somewhere down the hall, and I see those summer evenings as if time had never moved. For a moment I can feel you walking quietly by my side. Then the music slowly finishes and the room is still tonight. The way you used to hold my hand still comes to me sometimes. Not enough to make me cry, just enough to close my eyes. I remember all the laughter and the love we used to know. Then I let the memory linger before I let it go. If I had one day beside you, I would ask for nothing more. Not a promise of forever, not the years we had before. Just one coffee by the window, just your fingers touching mine, just to see that smile returning for a little bit of time. And when that little day was over, I would let you walk away, but I'd hold your hand a little longer than I did that final day. There were nights when you were far away, and I would miss you so. You'd call me from another town just before you went to sleep. Then you'd say, look through your window, tell me if you see the moon. I'd pull the curtain open and say, yes, I'm looking too. You said, then we're not far apart, we're underneath one sky. The same moon shining over you is shining here tonight. I laughed and called you foolish, but I stayed there by the glass, watching that pale silver light until our call had passed. We were under the same moon, no matter where we'd been. One light above your window, the same above my own. And every time I missed you, I'd look into the night, and somehow all the distance felt a little less inside. Sometimes we talked for hours, sometimes only for a while. You'd tell me, look, it's beautiful, and I could hear your smile. And neither one would say much, we'd simply watch the sky. Two people in two different rooms, sharing the same light. When you came home, I'd tease you about our silly moon. You'd say, one day you'll understand why I kept telling you. I never thought much of it while you were next to me, because when I could hold your hand, the moon was just the moon. Some things can keep two hearts together when they cannot touch their hands. Tonight it's shining just as softly as all those years ago, and something in that silver light still feels like what we knew. I sometimes step outside. I don't ask where you might be or search the endless sky. I simply watch that quiet moon and hear your words again. We're never quite as far apart as distance makes us seem. Tonight the moon is beautiful, and somewhere in my memory your voice still says, look up, I'm looking too. I still set 2 cups sometimes. When evening settles in, then I smile at my mistake and put 1 back again. You always sat beside the window where the evening light came through, and somehow every little room felt warmer there with you. You would ask me how my day was and listen to it all, even stories that meant nothing. You remembered everyone. Then you'd reach across the table just to touch my hand a while, and an ordinary evening would become my favorite time. I still save a place for you somewhere inside my day, in the chair beside the window where the evening used to stay. Not because I think you're coming, not because I cannot move on, I just haven't found a reason to let every little thing be gone. Do you remember rainy evenings when we'd leave the curtains wide, watching people hurry homeward while we stayed warm inside? You would choose our favorite record, I would turn the lights down low, then we'd dance around the kitchen, nice and easy, nice and slow. Now the rain still finds the window, and that old record plays. Sometimes all those little moments come walking through my days. I can almost hear your laughter, I can almost see your face. Then the song turns softly quiet, and I look toward your place. I still save a place for you, not with tears or lonely nights, but with all the gentle memories that still make the darkness light. Every cup and every old song, every evening that we knew, keeps a little piece of happiness that still belongs to you. Maybe love is not forever in the way we used to believe. Maybe some loves stay much longer in the little things they leave. So tonight I'll play our record, let it turn until it's through, and I'll sit beside the window with one quiet thought of you. Then before I turn the light out, I'll look once across the room at the place beside the window. was happiest with you. Do you remember that summer when we took the morning train? You were sleeping by the window while I watched the falling rain. And the clouds began to open and the blue came shining through. I remember thinking quietly how beautiful you looked. We walked barefoot by the water with our shoes held in our hands. You kept running from the waves and laughing when they found you. I can still hear that laughter floating somewhere in the breeze, and the way you turned and called me from the edge of that blue sea. That summer by the sea, the whole world felt like ours. We had nothing but each other, and those long and golden hours. You leaned your head against me as the evening settled down, and I wish that little moment could keep turning round and round. There was music from a cafe somewhere farther down the shore. We sat outside until the moonlight fell across the open door. You were telling me a story. I was watching how you smiled. I don't even know the ending. I was lost in you a while. Years have passed since that summer, but some evenings when it's still, I can smell the salt and sunshine. I can almost feel you near, and that little seaside cafe comes alive inside my mind, with your fingers wrapped around mine, and your eyes still meeting mine. That summer by the sea still returns to me sometimes, not as something filled with sorrow, but a love that still feels kind. I remember how you held me when the evening breeze grew cold, and the warmth of that one summer is a warmth I still can hold. maybe sit beside the water until daylight starts to fade. I won't ask the sea to bring you back into my arms somehow. I'll just listen to the waves and remember us as we were that summer by the sea. You were laughing in the sunlight, and for one beautiful summer I had everything with you. The leaves were turning golden when you first reached for my hand. We were walking without hurry, with no place or any plan. You were wearing that old sweater I pretended not to see. How you moved a little closer every time you looked at me. There was music from a doorway, there were leaves beneath our feet. You were talking about tomorrow, I was listening to your dreams. Then the wind became much colder, and you wrapped your scarf on me. I can still remember laughing as you tied it carefully. That autumn we walked together, every road felt warm somehow. I never thought about forever, I was happy there and then. Your hand was resting in my hand. The evening moved so slow, and all the things I treasure now were things I didn't know. We found a little wooden bench beneath an old oak tree. You sat so close beside me, your shoulder touching me. You picked a small red maple leaf and placed it in my hand. Said, keep this one and someday you'll remember where we sat. I kept that leaf for many years inside an old blue book. Color slowly disappeared, but not the way you looked. Sometimes when I find that page, I touch that fragile leaf, and suddenly that autumn air comes quietly back to me. That autumn golden afternoon and every cooling night. I don't remember what we said or where we meant to go. I only know your hand was warm, and I didn't let it go. Last autumn I walked there again, beneath that same old tree. The wooden bench was still there, but you weren't next to me. I sat a while and watched the leaves come turning through the air, and smiled because for one sweet moment I could almost feel you there. I left that little maple leaf inside the book where it belongs. Some beautiful things grow fragile, but somehow they still last. We used to drive on Friday nights with nowhere we had to go. You would choose our favorite songs and turn the radio low. The city disappeared behind us. The road was open and wide. You'd reach across without a word and leave your hand in mine. Sometimes we'd stop beneath the stars somewhere outside of town. You'd open up the windows and let the night come drifting in. We talked about 1,000 things and laughed at almost none. But every hour beside you felt too beautiful to end. Those nights we drove to nowhere were taking me somewhere, to a place where love was simple and nothing else was there. Just your voice beside me, the moon above the road, and your fingers holding mine, while the whole world moved so slow. There was one night in September when you fell asleep beside me. I drove a little slower then, so I could let you dream. At every light I looked at you, your face so calm and still. I wish the road would carry on a little farther still. Sometimes now I hear that song we played so many times, and suddenly I'm driving there with your hand touching mine. The road appears before me, the dashboard softly glows, and for a few sweet moments I'm not driving home alone. Those nights we drove to nowhere still find me now and then, inside an old familiar song. I'm riding there again. I don't need to change the ending or bring those years back home. I only miss the way it felt to never drive alone. If I could have one road with you, I'd choose choose that road again. No destination waiting, no beginning and no end. I turn off favorite music low and let the night unfold. Then keep your hand inside of mine until the morning came. We never knew where we were going, and maybe that was why those nights with you were beautiful. You fell asleep beside me with your head against my shoulder. The music played so softly and the night was growing colder. I hardly moved or breathed then, afraid you'd wake too soon. I only watched you sleeping beneath the quiet moon. Your hand was lying in my hand, your fingers warm and still. I remember thinking softly, this must be what love feels like. No roses on the table, no promises to keep, just someone that I loved so much, trusting me enough to sleep. When you fell asleep beside me, I wanted time to stay, to keep that little room untouched and hold the night away. You're breathing on my shoulder, your hand resting in mine. Nothing ever felt more beautiful than loving you that night. The record finished playing, but I didn't turn it back. The silence felt like music with you sleeping in my arms. I kissed your hair so gently, you smiled inside your dream, and somehow in that moment I had everything I needed. Sometimes late at night now, when the house is settled down, I leave the music playing just to hear that old familiar sound. And without even trying, I can feel that night return. Your head upon my shoulder, your fingers soft and warm. When you fell asleep beside me, the world became so small. There was only you in silence, and I didn't need more. I never knew a memory could stay this warm so long, or that one quiet evening could live inside a song. If tonight I close my eyes, I can almost feel your weight leaning softly on my shoulder, like you did in those old days. I won't ask the night to keep you, I know morning always comes. I'll just stay here with the memory until the music's done. The room is quiet now, but sometimes my shoulder still remembers the way you rested there. You were dancing in the kitchen while the dinner slowly cooked. I was standing by the doorway, just smiling as I looked. You were singing with the radio and getting every word wrong. Then you turned and pulled me closer and made me dance along. There was flour on the table, there was wine beside the stove. You kept tasting from the saucepan, then asking what I thought. I said everything was perfect. You said I always lied. Then you laughed that little laughter I could listen to all night. You were dancing in the kitchen with your arms around me tight. Nothing grand or unforgettable, just another Friday night. But if you asked me now which moments I would choose, I'd take that little kitchen and one more dance with you. We let the dinner get too cold, the music played too long. You rested your head against me and slowly sang along. I remember how the lamplight was shining in your eyes, and how an ordinary evening felt like the whole of life. These days I cook much quieter, the radio still plays, and sometimes without thinking I hear one of those old songs. My hands become completely still. I listen for a while, and somewhere between the melody I almost hear your laugh. You were dancing in the kitchen like the night would never end, turning slowly in my arms, then pulling close again. I didn't know that happiness could look so small back then. A song, a meal, your laughing eyes, and your hand inside my hand. If I had that evening back, I wouldn't change a thing. I'd let the dinner grow cold again and let the old song play. I'd hold you just a little closer when you pulled me to the floor. And when the music finished, I'd ask for one dance more. Sometimes love was only this, a little kitchen, an old song, and you dancing in my arms. I didn't know it was love then, when you waited by the door. You said you'd walk me home that night, though you'd never asked before. We talked about the smallest things beneath the evening sky, and every time our shoulders touched, you smiled, and so did I. You stopped beneath a street lamp and brushed the rain from my hair. I remember looking up at you and finding you still there. Neither one of us said anything, we simply walked along. But something in that quiet night had already begun. I didn't know it was love then, I only knew your smile made every road feel shorter and made me stay a while. I didn't know your gentle hand would mean so much to me. I only knew I wanted you walking next to me. Then came all those little evenings, all those unexpected calls, the notes you left beside my book, the flowers in the hall. You learned the way I took my coffee, I learned your favorite song. And somewhere in those simple days our hearts had moved along. Years later when I think of us, I don't begin goodbye. I see that evening street again and rain beneath the light. I see you waiting by the door as clearly as before, and wish I'd known that little night would come to mean much more. I didn't know it was love then, or how the years would fly. I didn't know those ordinary days would stay here all my life. If I had known how precious each little moment was, perhaps I'd have held your hand a little longer, just because. But maybe that's the beauty of the love we used to know. We never stopped to name it, we simply let it grow. And even though those days are gone, they never feel untrue, because whenever love finds me, some part still looks like you. I didn't know it was love then, I only knew when you were beside me. I never wanted the walk home to end. standing close beside me like 1,000 times before. Your hair was moving in the wind, your eyes were full of light, and I was looking back at you instead of at the camera. I don't remember who took it or exactly where we'd been. Maybe somewhere in the springtime when the trees were turning green. But I remember how you laughed whenever I held you near. And looking at that photograph, I almost hear you here. We look so happy then, without even knowing why. Your arm was resting around me, mine was holding you so tight. We thought we had forever, so we never counted days. We simply loved each other in 100 little ways. There are pictures from the birthdays, there are pictures by the lake, one where you were laughing at the funny face I made. But this is still my favorite, because nothing had been planned, just you leaning into me and reaching for my hand. I sat there for a little while with that picture in my hands, watching two young lovers who thought time would understand. I wanted almost to tell them, slow down, don't hurry through. These ordinary afternoons will someday mean the world to you. We look so happy then, and maybe we really were, before we knew how quickly the years could disappear. But I don't look at that old picture and wish the years undone. I smile because I had you, and we once had so much love. Tonight I'll leave the photograph beside the little light, so your smile can stay with me for just another night. And before I close my eyes, I'll look at us once more. Two people with their whole lives waiting somewhere beyond that door. We look so happy then, and the sweetest thing about that old photograph is knowing we really were. The first note came this evening, softly falling through the light, and I stood beside the window, watching everything turn white. first to notice. You would call me right away. Come outside, the snow is falling. Don't let this moment get away. We would walk beneath the streetlights, leaving footprints side by side. You would catch the snowflakes falling, then hold your hand out into mine. Your cheeks would turn a little red. I'd pull your scarf up high and you would laugh and tell me you were warmer by my side. The first snow always brings you gently back into my mind, not with tears or broken promises, just another place in time. I remember how you held me when the winter wind would blow, and how warm the world could feel while we were walking through the snow. One year we stayed out far too long, until the streets were still. We found a little corner shop beside the frozen hill. You wrapped your hands around your cup, I warmed them with my own, and looking through that window, we forgot about going home. Tonight I walked that street again, while snow was falling slow. The little shop is different now, but still I stop to look for just a moment in the glass. I almost saw us there, your hands around that little cup, snow melting in your hair. The first snow always brings you, but never quite the same. Some memories arrive with smiles and leave with just a little ache. I don't ask the snow to keep you or make the old days new. I only let each snowflake fall and remember loving you. Maybe every winter evening will carry something from those years. The streetlights shining through the snow, your laughter in my ears. And maybe that's enough for me to know those days were true, that once beneath the winter sky I walk this world with you. The snow is falling quietly, and somewhere beneath these same white lights I can still see two sets of footprints inside a little bookstore on a quiet afternoon. We reached to take the same old book, and I looked up at you. You smiled and said, "You take it." I said, "No, it should be yours." And somehow we kept talking until they nearly closed the doors. After that we'd meet there often, wandering slowly shelf by shelf. You would choose a book for me, I'd find another one for you. You always read the final page, I said it spoiled the end. You laughed and told me sometimes the ending isn't everything. You chose a book for me one day and wrote inside the cover, "I hope these pages make you smile when we can't be together." I didn't know those simple words would travel through the years, or that I'd read them once again and feel you standing near. We read together Sunday mornings with our feet upon the chair. Sometimes you'd stop and read aloud a line you had to share. I'd pretend that I was listening, but mostly watched your face and wondered how one quiet room could be my favorite place. Last night I found that book again behind a row of others. The pages had grown yellow, and your note was still inside. I ran my fingers over the letters of your name, and for a moment all those years just quietly slipped away. You chose a book for me one day when we were young and free. You couldn't know those little words would mean so much to me. I read them slowly one more time, then closed the cover tight and held that old book in my hands for just a little while. once told me every story doesn't need a perfect end. Some remain inside your heart long after the final page. I think I understand you now more than I did back then, because our story may be over, but I'd still read it all again. I put the book beside my bed, and before I turned the light out, I read your little note one more time and smiled at the handwriting I once knew by heart. We planted flowers one spring morning in the garden by the wall. You were kneeling in the sunlight with the earth upon your hands. You said, give them time to grow now. Don't keep looking every day. And you smiled and touched my shoulder and brushed the dirt away. Every morning you would wander through the garden with your tea, checking every little flower like they were family. When the first small rose had opened, you came running through the door. You pulled me outside laughing like you'd never smiled before. The flowers still remember you. They return with every spring, climbing softly by the window where you used to sit with me. And when they move beneath the breeze, I sometimes stop and smile, because the garden looks the way it did when you were mine. There were evenings in the garden when the summer days were long. You would sit beside the roses while I played our favorite song. Sometimes neither one was talking. We just watched the fading light, and I never knew that silence could feel so warm and right. This morning one small flower opened underneath the rain. The same pale rose you planted all those summers ago. I stood beside it quietly and touched its fragile leaves, and thought about your muddy hands and how you laughed with me. The flowers still remember you, or maybe I just do. Maybe every little blossom brings another piece of you. Not enough to make me sorrowful, just enough to make me stay a little longer in the garden before I walk away. Someday someone else may live here and never know your name. They may see these flowers blooming and think they're simply there, but I'll know who first planted them one bright morning long ago, and why each spring this little garden means more than they could know. So bloom again next spring beside the old stone wall. And if the flowers remember anything, let them remember how happy you were the morning we planted them all. I don't remember the movie we watched that Saturday night. I only remember sitting with you there by my side. Halfway through in the darkness, your hand was close to mine, and somehow our fingers touched and neither moved away. I tried to watch the story. You whispered something low. I turned to see you smiling and forgot the movie show. Your fingers closed around mine so gently in the dark, and something small and beautiful was starting in my heart. I don't remember the movie, the actors or their lines. I only know your hand was warm and resting there in mine. The whole screen could have disappeared, the ending could have changed. I wouldn't have remembered I was watching you that way. When the final lights came on, we stayed there for a while. You looked a little shy then, I couldn't hide my smile. Outside the night was colder, so you walked me slowly home. We took the longest streets we knew to make the evening last. There were other films together, other Saturday nights, but somehow that first evening never faded with the time. Perhaps because we didn't know what waited farther on. We only knew we liked the feeling of walking arm in arm. I don't remember the movie, but I remember you, the way you looked beside me when the theater lights came through, and how you reached to take my hand when we stepped into the street. Such a simple little evening still means everything to me. That old theater isn't there now. There's another building there. I passed it just last winter and stopped without a plan. For one moment I could see us walking underneath the lights, two people taking the long way home, because love had just begun. I don't remember the movie, but after all these years I still remember the very first time you held my hand in the dark. There was a hill above the city where we used to go at night. We would sit beneath the old tree, watching all the distant lights. You would lean against my shoulder, I would wrap my coat around you, and for hours we stayed together with no reason to go home. You would point toward the windows, wonder who was living there, making up 100 stories about people everywhere. Then you'd laugh at your own stories, and I'd laugh because you did. Somehow everything felt better when I saw the way you smiled. Where we used to watch the lights, the whole city disappeared. There was only you beside me, and your breathing soft and near. We never needed much back then, just somewhere we could stay. A little hill, a quiet night, and time to drift away. Once you asked me if our lives would always feel this way. I remember taking your hand but not knowing what to say. So I kissed you on the forehead, and you rested close to me, while 1,000 little windows shimmered underneath our feet. I went back there last October after many years had passed. The old tree was a little taller, but the city looked the same. watch the evening glow. And without even meaning to, I turned to look for you. Where we used to watch the lights, I could almost hear your voice telling stories in the darkness, laughing softly at your own. I didn't ask for yesterday or wish that time would turn. I only stayed a little longer with the memories that returned. When I finally left that hillside, all the lights were shining bright. I looked back once behind me at our little place that night, and something in me felt so warm, though you were far away. Because once beneath that old tree, we had loved our lives away. The city lights were still there. The old tree was still there. And for one quiet moment, it felt as though our love was still there too. The rain came down that afternoon before we reached the street. You opened up your little umbrella and pulled me underneath. It wasn't big enough for two. Your shoulder soon was wet. I tried to move a little closer. You said, closer than that. We hurried underneath an awning, but we were soaked by then. Your hair was falling on your face. You pushed it back and laughed. I took my handkerchief to dry you. You stole it from my hand, then gently wiped the rain from me as though you'd planned it all. We were laughing in the rain with nowhere else to hide. Your arms were wrapped around me and mine were holding you. The whole street hurried past us, but we had nowhere to be. And for that little rainy moment, you were everything to me. We found a tiny little cafe and sat beside the door. 2 cups of something warm between us, our wet coats on the floor. You reached across the table and fixed my messy hair. I remember thinking quietly I'd follow you anywhere. For years, whenever rain was falling, you would smile and say to me, do you remember that umbrella that couldn't cover anything? And every time we tell the story, we would laugh the same old way, as though that rainy afternoon happened yesterday. We were laughing in the rain, young enough to waste the day. We didn't care about tomorrow or when the clouds would fade. I didn't know that memory would stay so bright and clear. Your wet hair and your laughing eyes still feel so very near. It rained again this morning, and I stood beneath a store while people opened their umbrellas and hurried through the road. And someone pulled another closer underneath a tiny one, and suddenly I saw us there, still laughing as we ran. I walked into the rain, and for a little while I didn't open my umbrella. I just let it fall and remembered how happy we were, getting wet together.